So you'll see that this is in the audience part. It's being built into the audience part of the platform. And what happens here is you have a tab which says synthetic data, and you'll notice the first thing we can do is say sync community. And what this is, in order to create synthetic data, you first have to say this is a community I will want to use for synthetic data. So if you click there, what happens is it shows you what communities are available to you. I don't have any communities in my account, so it's showing none there. But there is a QuestionPro community one that we've offered, which is this one for healthcare providers, which is the one we're going to use. That's already been added, as you can see here, that we've got this. And within that, you'll see that there's a number of workbooks. You'll see what a workbook is in a second, because I'm going to create one. But basically, the workbook is where you create the synthetic data. So I'm going to create a workbook. I'm going to call it, let's see, I'm going to call it Oncology 2. I give it a description. This is actually an important part, and I'll explain a little bit about what's going on here. This isn't just about giving a title or something to things, but this workbook purpose is what's used to make sure that the community members that we're using to create the synthetic data, that we have some data about them that is close to what we're talking about. And again, this comes back to the we don't make shit up thing. Okay, this is really important because what we're doing is we're saying, okay, we're not just going to randomly ask an LLM about oncology care. What we're going to do is we're going to find some community members that know about this kind of thing, and we're going to use those to generate the data. And that's really important. So you'll see here how this is where that second one about the reliability of the data and not making shit up to do this, that's where this comes in. The fact that you're potentially working on your own communities, not somebody else's community, not some big aggregated analysis, but no, you're working on the people with the people that you already know a lot about. So I'm going to create this workbook, and what it's doing is it's identifying who it knows that actually knows things about making decisions in long-term oncology care. Then what you do is you choose the number of people. I'm actually going to set it right down to 3. You wouldn't normally go that low, but I want this to go reasonably quickly and say, okay, let's take 3 of those match members, the ones that we know the best, and let's ask some questions of them. So I'm going to click the Ask Questions button. And the first thing it does is it actually suggests some questions that you might ask in an in-depth interview. As you can see, it's actually done a pretty good job of generating automatically some questions. I'm going to add one more question of my own, just to show that, we could do that. I'm going to select all the questions and say, this is the interview I want to run with those 3 people. Okay, and I'm going to hit generate report. And this is the part where what it's doing, and you can see the progress on the left here, is what it's doing is it's going to each of those individuals, and it's running an in-depth interview with them virtually. So it's running that. So it's just about to run the 3 interviews. You see, we've done the 3 interviews with the individuals. It's now generating an automatically generated report, and there's the report. It's as simple as that. So basically, we now have a report where it's gone through. It's summarized what it's got from those members. It's given an in-depth summary. you can see it's written a full report. Now, if you think about how this fits in with the research workflow, one of the things we think about, we sometimes use the term 3D research, where we say we believe synthetic, qual, and quant are going to be the three key modes that we want to be running research. This is one of those 3Ds, this idea that a client can actually do this very fast turnaround to say, well, what if I asked about this? What if I asked about that? And we don't see this as replacing more traditional research. We see it as a way of really speeding up the front end of that traditional research, because based on this, I could go and say, okay, if I'm going to run some qual, if I'm going to run a dig site, bit of dig site one, this is giving me some insight of the kind of things I might want to talk to those people about. Or if I'm going to design a quantitative survey, this is going to give me some ideas as to what I'm going to need to do this. You see how fast that was, and you see that, within a day, somebody who's running these kind of things could probably run half a dozen of these and, dig in and go a bit faster into into things. So